The hell are you supposed to be?
I'm vengeance.
Your will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Let's go. Thoughts can keep you down, pushing deep until you drown, or they can keep you up strong, focused on the now. Glass half full, or has it been emptied out? Well, that's all up to you and your mind. Do you doubt anything, everything, not a thing? Make my thoughts work for me, manifest what I need, what I want, what I see. I could be anything, I attract all the things that I see. I believe I'll achieve as I breathe in and out again and again. I don't doubt, I sit and I plan, and I found out that I can execute if I'm driven, if I listen, if I learn all the wisdom. Read some books, something written, watch the best, teach a system I invest. Never hidden, I ain't scared, ain't no chicken, I take dares. I'll be winning, you get back what you're giving. Find the reason that you're living, what you're good at, all your gifts and what you love. Take a risk and find out what you've been missing, yeah. Your will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Your will lies deep way under the surface.
Guys, it's Captain Multiverse. We need to talk about this insane Peacemaker Season 2 episode. This episode was peak in every way possible. We didn't need to get fight scenes in this episode because we got something much better. So James Gunn had teased for a long time that episode 6, episode 7, and episode 8 would have big surprises and big reveals. This episode not only sets up a lot for the rest of the season of Peacemaker, but it also sets up what's next in the DCU's big plan. Even though it revealed two things that we predicted, it's the way that they happened that we didn't predict. So we kicked this episode off. So we'll do this review. We'll do this episode with review in the front, spoilers in the back. So we kicked this episode off with our 11th Street kids going into the other dimension to find Peacemaker. So we have an amazing scene. We get to see Vigilante's home, and we get to see him kind of, doing the Vigilante antics. And, we meet Vigilante's mom, and she's hilarious. We're talking D&D groups, making fun of him. Adrian yelling at his mom. Adrian talking about his D&D group. Loved it. We found out he has a whole slew of drugs in his garage and in his secret room. So he's got blood money. So great, hilarious moments there. Love what we're seeing in this scene with all the blood money and everything. So that really was great. We enter the other world, but as we're entering the other world, Rick Flag Sr. can't find any of the agents or our characters. Because of that, Rick Flag Sr. says he needs to take a trip to a prison in Louisiana. We'll get to that in a minute. So, as the episode progresses, we arrive in the other world. Hardcore meets Keith for the first time. And she holds a snow globe, trying to kind of tell a story that she knew something about Peacemaker's mom, pretending to be the other Hardcore. But as they step foot in this world, they don't understand why Chris went here, because some things just don't seem right. And the prevailing theory had been that, is this Earth X of the DCU? And we'll talk about that in a minute, because there's signs that have pointed to this for a long time. But it is 100% Earth X. And we are about to dive into it. So, throughout this episode, multiple clues have been laid out. We also know that Keith is very much one of the big villains of this world. And Augie too. So as the episode, we start this episode basically with a nice girlfriend and family moment of how everyone fits together. But that doesn't last very long. On this new world, Vigilante meets a version of himself like he wanted to, and that version and him end up doing the Spider-Man pointing me at each other, which is super dope. So they're doing the Spider-Man pointing me at each other, and that's iconic. Get some good banter. But we want a twist that on this Earth, the Peacemaker that Vigilante killed is mortal enemies with the Peacemaker that he killed. So Vigilante of Earth X is the leader of the Saint of Liberty. That super group that we learned in episode 3. So this got really interesting real fast. Rivalries, the Peacemaker's killed, but we still have 2 other heroes that might not be heroes to deal with. So as the episode progresses, the plot thickens, it starts to unfold, things start to hit the fan real fast. But before things hit the fan real fast, Rick Flag Sr. visits a prison. Now, here's where spoilers come into play. At this prison, we see Rick Flag Sr. sit down with none other than Lex Luthor from Superman, Nicholas Hoult himself. And oh my gosh, was this a reveal? We knew this was coming, but it's not his appearance that shocks the surprise of everything. It's what he says and how he offers him a deal of redemption. And this deal of redemption, I think, will lead into Man of Tomorrow. I actually have a theory that this is going to be how they tie into him getting redemption. But it seems like Lex Luthor and Rick Flag Sr. both want to get rid of metahumans. And this is leading to some really interesting directions for the DCU. And so I love what we're getting here. I love the fact we get Lex Luthor. Always great to see Nicholas Hoult again. Love the way that they use him in his little cameo in this episode. And it seems like we're not done with him, because it seems like we make a good deal to transfer him to another prison. But we're partners with Lex Luthor, as Rick Flag Sr. and Bordeaux says. We also found out that Earth X, because of Adebayo being black, that's why Earth X gets unleashed and revealed. And Chris notices a very familiar symbol. If you guys know the lore of Earth X, I won't say here, but the symbol is very much why we learn that this is Earth X. And, you know, Keith is a part of it, Augie's a part of it, Augie knew he hurts Economos. Keith, we have both hardcores kind of, one of the hardcores gets arrested. So that sparks interesting thing. And Chris is starting to realize that things aren't as happy as they should be. So this episode has great music choices, an incredible end, and the ending of this episode, the cliffhanger, sets up the next episode beautifully. And we had a nice little comedic moment. But we know next episode, shit's really hitting the fan. It looks like we're going to get out of this dimension and probably take the fight to Earth X. We'll have to see what happens. But this episode was absolute peak. I'm going to give this episode 1A, 1A, 1A out of 1A's, which equals 9.5 out of 10. My favorite episode of the season, absolutely loved it. Peacemaker is Peakmaker now, baby. Let's go. 2 more episodes to see even more craziness unload. Let me know what you guys think. This gun does not jam. Let James Gunn keep cooking. Let me know your thoughts on this episode. Did you guys love it? Did you not love it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.